Ladies and gentlemen, broskies and broskets, welcome back to Long Island Iced Swift. I'm your host, yours truly, Swift Rider.
Woo, woo, woo! You know it!
Oh, radio, tell me everything you know. If you haven't watched the first video, the link's down below. Go check it out. And without further ado, let's get right into the podcast. Please welcome my guest tonight, the chairman of Evolution Pro, GTW.
Hello, everyone!
So, man, how's it been so far? You good?
Yeah, I've been going pretty well. Just been
Alright,
enjoying
pretty well.
myself
You got
over
the
this
bed running
pretty
well?
good
Yeah?
summer day.
Yeah, alright, man. You ready to get dive into the questions?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, man. First question up. So you've been getting some negative heat from Twitter right now, and some of it isn't even kayfabe. Do you regret your actions and or words you have said in the past to put the heat into action?
Well, I would honestly say that with certain things I've said, I don't really regret. Like, with certain things, like how Roman Reigns and Donald Trump, that sort of thing, those sort of things that I always get pissed about on Twitter, pretty much I don't regret those sort of things. Like, with certain things I get pissed about, I just get pissed about. That's how it is. But with other things, like, well, everyone knows certain situations I've been through over the last year and that sort of thing when I've come back to the community. I do regret some of those decisions I've made, and sure, that's probably because I was just trying to get back to do this. I mean, I wasn't in the community for a long time, and well, I need to get back into the swing of things. I need to get used to how everything works in this modern age. So I would say that with some of the mistakes I made, I was getting back to used to again. Sure, I was a little bit dumb at this case, but now I've gotten used to this community and I'm quite enjoying it. So I do regret certain things that have happened, but for other things, like some of the things I say on Twitter, I don't regret.
Okay. You currently own the Fed Evolution Pro Wrestling, is that correct? Yeah, okay. Which I
Yep.
have been to a few times, and I'll admit it's a bit all over the place. And it's not your fault, man. It's not your fault. But you and other
Yeah.
people have been saying that the Fed has been sort of a slacking situation. How do you plan to bounce back?
Oh man, I mean, I've been looking a lot into how the Fed's going over the last month, and to be quite honest, I am very disappointed with everything that's happened. I mean, for one example, like if we take, for instance, Genesis a New Era, like we were having troubles with the arena and that sort of thing, and I had to resort to uniting with another Fed to actually host the show, that sort of thing. And well, especially with no regrets, like that was our most attended show, but still, we had a lot of problems internally with management and with ICM Pagaya, who is originally the GM, and I just realized that now it's time to refresh, it's time to regroup, time to fix everything. So, what I'm officially announcing today is I've decided to shut down the current management team. I have now given them talent contracts, and they will now be officially talent in the Evolution Pro roster. At the same time, I'm now opening up management spots for a few different categories. The first will be pretty much an important one, I would say. It's actually the booker. This is the person, these people who will be the ones who are booking the show, writing up storylines, coming up with ideas, and pretty much they'll be the ones running the show. Like I'm pretty much acting as like the CEO. Like, sure, do you expect Vince McMahon to come out there and just go ahead and run the show by himself? No! You have a team of people working together to run the show. So I would say that with my role, I'll make final decisions. I'll come up with ideas and sort of thing. But in my case, pretty much I will be resort to basically running the company in this case. So the booker will be running the shows. Next up is the graphic designers.
Yeah, man.
These will be. Yeah, these are quite important actually when it comes to the branding. Like, for example, you know how with Monday Night Raw, for instance, how they have the graphics where it tells you where you are, where the show's taking place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how with Raw, they have the graphics that tell you where the show's taking place, right?
Yeah.
Well,
But I mean, who
what
watches
with the
Raw,
graphic
right?
designers, that'll be one thing that we will be working on. So I would say that graphic designers will have a pretty important job as they'll be working on the branding styles for each Evolution Pro event and that sort of thing. Of course, then we've got the builders. These guys are very important in our cases. They will be running like all the building operation. So they'll be designing arenas, sets, trons, and that sort of thing. Just trying to get everything top shape, ready to go, and high quality. And what I would say is I have a certain like standard, I would say. Not a Fort Boyard standard, like that just seems ridiculous, of course, but I would say a nice high quality standard. Like I wouldn't say there to be any free models. I don't really want free models unless it's for certain things that are required to be a free model. Like, for instance, the ring. Like,
Or the chairs.
could you imagine if someone like tried to build a ring by themselves? Like, that would take a long time, I would say. But with certain things, most of the arena, like, here's how I'm going to say about 95% of all arenas we're working on will have to be a free model in our case. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but that's how it needs to be. Also got to have one more thing, and that's the production team. These people will be working on a few different things. They will be manning the Tron room. They will be acting as cameramen for on-demand broadcasts on Access Evolution and that sort of thing. So pretty much basically, we're gonna have a nice full spread of team members. So if you guys do want to be involved with working with us, just let me know the DM on Twitter, on my personal Twitter, or the Evolution Pro Twitter, and well, I'll get in contact with you and we'll sort something out. And there's a lot of other things we're gonna do about, but I'll explain.
Okay. So you've been to many feds, including RPW, RCW, and to be honest, anything that begins with R and ends with W. Do you have any future goals to get to, like a fed you have your eye on to go to soon, or a title you'd like to win?
I mean, with feds, like, I would say that if a fed owner was interested in having me, and if my schedule was sorted out and that sort of thing, so like if I have to do it part-time or full-time, then sure, I can work it out with the fed owner. But when it comes to titles, there's actually a few titles I'm really interested in. So I would say that one of the big ones I'm definitely wanting to go for will be the Outbreak Championship. Now, I know there's a lot of people tell me that, oh, you can't make it to that point, but, well, that's an eventual goal of mine. But at the same time, that's not really my main goal in RCW. Like, I'm quite interested eventually, like, not 2018, but maybe a 2019 goal if the Feds open, to probably be the world champion or maybe even the global champion or mid-card champion. Just anything in RCW that's shiny, I would say. In RPW, which is a really good fed I go to, owned by Trunks, I'm definitely interested in at least trying my hand for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Like, I'm currently the hardcore champion there, but if they were interested in having me compete for the heavyweight title, then I'm always willing to go ahead and do it. Like, it might be a bit of a challenge, but, well, I've already proven myself pretty well in hardcore, so, yeah, there are other feds like ECW and that sort of thing that have titles that I might be interested in. Don't know much if I should do them. And then there's feds like ORW, which are going to close down very soon, so I can't really earn the title. So I would say that it just depends on the situation and depends on the fed. But one little goal I have in mind for 2018 is to at least do RP match. Like, I'm not saying I should go fully into RP. I should basically just train up, understand the RP system, and then see how I go in an RP bout against someone from that community. Like, it might be tough for me to do, but I might have a chance. And, well, we just need to wait and see what people would want me to do.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Alright. In RCW Outbreak, you're currently one of the most outspoken superstars on the roster, in my opinion, and you do have a goal to get to one of those Outbreak titles. But they're both defended and clean, and no shots fired to you, man. I'm for real. But you're not exactly the best person I know in clean. I mean, you are, to be honest, to go. But what are your plans to hopefully succeed in winning and getting a hold of an Outbreak title?
Oh, man, like, that has been my main goal in RCW. In fact, I actually made a promise to myself that pretty much kids might be surprised about, but pretty much I made a promise where no one in RCW management will put me up to the main roster until I get either one or both of the Outbreak titles.
Same.
I mean, sure, that's a ridiculous goal, but, well, here's the thing. I've been in Outbreak for like a few months, like maybe even 6 months, and I've been trying my hardest just to at least get a shot at one of the belts. And, like, clearly, I know kids have told me multiple times that, oh, you need to earn your shot and you need to compete in these tournaments and stuff. But see, here's the thing. If you do it right, do it well in storyline, not just in your typical tournament, but if you get something right in a story, then you could probably, maybe, eventually get a shot. Like, not all feds have, like, not every title can be won with your typical, oh, tournament. Go, you try your hand to see if you can get your shot at the belt. Like, this isn't the King of the Ring. Like, seriously. Like, basically, I would say that if Kids was wanting to do a storyline with me where it's basically like my last chance to do something good in Outbreak and to try and become champion, then I would love to do it. Like, even if they were to put a TD ruling, if they were to, in my matches for any of the Outbreak belts, and that's fine, like, obviously. But at the same time, there's also the Openweight title, which you can go for an Outbreak. However, I don't think it's really that advised to go to in Outbreak. But they were able to merge my Deathmatch Open Challenge, which is quite rare now, with my quite, in that case, well, not really signature, but with the Openweight title for a one-off match, then hey, maybe it's possible that I could win those.
Yeah.
Possible, like, they are both open challenges, and so if RC that as a way for me to chance, sure, that's fine, but otherwise, I would probably say that with the Outbreak title, if you're wanting me to at least or do at least some sort of storyline in that case where I try to get the belt. Like, it might take a long time to get there, but it might be worth it in the end. And, well, pretty much, I don't want to be stuck in Outbreak forever. And sure, there are certain people who have escaped Outbreak without winning the belt, but still, I probably would say that it would be a nice accomplishment for me.
Alright, yeah, I feel you, man, I feel you. On to some more pressing questions about Evolution Pro. Currently, you've been going with the Fed for quite some time now, yet you barely cracked 10 members of the show, no offense. And I understand it's hard to host. I feel you, man. I've been there before. But with the amount of recognition you have going on, it's a bit shocking. So, what is next for the Federation?
What is next? Well, first things first, with the video edit, could you at least show a picture of the little teaser image I posted on Twitter recently? Very recently on Twitter, I posted this image right here that you're probably seeing on screen. If not, then it'll probably be on the no. But pretty much, basically, this teaser image explained pretty much. Wait, what's this? March 3rd, 2018. Well, it says 17 on the image, but it's an editing mistake, and, well, rookie mistakes do happen, but here's the thing. The explanation for that is that that's actually the beginning of a new weekly show. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be a big weekly show. I promise you guys it's going to be a really good one. So, what I've currently set out for with a plan is to have the style of the show be a mix of Robot Wars, so that old show on BBC, NXT, and all the independent feds that you find around the world. And pretty much the idea is for it to be a much more rough and grunge style pro wrestling show where every match is a stipulation and everything's just different. Like, I'm not trying to be like a WWE or something. I want to do something new.
Okay.
And in this case, that's how I'm gonna go for this new weekly show. As for Rebellion, that's gonna go to a style based on Defiant Wrestling. Seen Defiant. Then we're gonna use that sort of style. So UK and everything, like pretty much it's gonna be quite interesting. And well, I've got some news for the pay-per-views coming up, so there's no regrets that didn't go successful. But due to the changes we are making in management and surfing, we are currently on a hiatus until March 3rd, when we are our new shows. That means Insurrection, which was set for February 24th, 2018, in Glasgow, has officially been canceled. I know it's sad, but, well, there's nothing much we can do. With the current management problems at surfing, there's nothing much we can do. Then, for March, Tomorrowland, which was supposed to be Armenia, that's now been pushed back to next year at a different country. We're still going to host a Japan show on March 31st in Tokyo, but it's going to be different. It's going to be at a smaller venue, not the Tokyo Dome, a smaller venue. It's going to feature a stipulation match as the main event. Pretty much it's going to be quite exciting.
Right,
April, we've confirmed recently, will be Judgment Day in Ottawa, Canada. And, well, Judgment Day, like, everyone's seen, like, a Judgment Day be done in pro wrestling, but has anyone done the 2009 version with the scales? Well, not really. So, well, at least it's nice that we're doing that version instead of the version everyone knows. May, we've got Hardcore Hellfire, which, for the name, it sounds like there's going to be Inferno matches, and I can promise you guys there will be a lot of Inferno matches. June will be Pandora, one of our big 4 events. And I'm actually going to say we've worked out a big deal of a venue operator to host the show. Now, yes, I'm not naming the venue due to the fact that I'm not ready to announce it, but we are very excited for what this venue operator will be providing. Pandora's going to be a big show. It's going to top the scales of pro wrestling events for the year. And I believe you guys are going to love what we've got for Pandora. Following that, we've got Maximum Justice in July in New Delhi, India. I can actually confirm right now for that show that the main event will be a steel cage match. How will it be like? Well, you'll find out soon. August, though, is Invasion, and that's going to be quite interesting. More details for Invasion will come in the future. And for the next 3 months, we'll have 2 events splitting up in each half of the month. First half will be Immortal in Orlando, and we're thinking about maybe using a certain venue, which is owned and operated by a Roblox theme park that we interested in using. So more details on that will be the future. Second half will be Taboo Tuesday in Osaka, Japan, which will be on a Tuesday, and it'll feature fan voting like the original. I've been thinking about it, and the fan voting will probably take place on Twitter. So yeah, expect that to be there. October, for the first half, we have Barbed Wire Massacre in Delaware. From the name, you can already guess there's going to be a lot of barbed wire.
Nah.
Second half, we have Road to Glory in Rome, Italy. So it's going to be quite an interesting one in the Coliseum. November, for the first half, we have Unforgiven in Mexico City, Mexico. I mean, seriously, Unforgiven. Like, there might be a championship scramble match, but say, second half will be our Survivor Series equivalent, Siege Melbourne. Yeah, our Survivor Series equivalent will be Siege, taking place in Melbourne, Australia this year. It's going to be a big one. And I've already confirmed it. December 31st, 2018 will be Final Resolution, the final pay-per-view of 2018. And that's going to be quite a big one. And yeah, I mean, we've got a pretty big schedule coming up. So I believe you guys are going to love what we have in store.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, while you are a host of Evolution Pro, you also have a very recognizable singles career. You've been around Raw Wrestling, and while some people might not like it, your name is pretty known, dude. So, do you have any targets in mind at the moment? Like, anyone you like to talk about who has been on your nerve, whether it's in kayfabe or out of it?
I mean, oh boy, let me just say, there is one person in particular that I've been having a lot of beef with. And I can tell ya, he's a big son of a bitch. I can promise you that. That is, Tams King. Like, everyone knows who Tams is. Like, yeah, he was the owner of UKW, one of the biggest sets of all time. And yeah, he had his own freaking store at Universal Roblox. But here's the thing, Tamsy boy. You really think you can, after you close down your UKW Fed, you really think that, oh, GMT's dead, and oh, there's nothing left, and oh, fuck that shit, and that sort of thing. I'll just stay up all night and do EST, like how I said I didn't want. What is with you, Tams? What's your problem? Like, seriously, I know you shut down your Fed, but that's no excuse to basically go ahead and act like a total dickhead about the rest of the community. Like, look, I know, CCW, that's had a lot of problems itself, and that there, DXW, well, it's fine. I mean, I okay with DXW, but feel like there's still other good feds in GMT, but hell, are you trying to piss all over its grave? Seriously. And well, let's go over the obvious fact. You really have a grudge against me. Don't you, British boy?
Oh.
Like, see, here's the thing, Tams. Do you not realize that while you're trying to boost your own ego, you're boosting my fame? Seriously, here's the thing. Like, when you try to act all dickhead-like, are you trying to insult me? You can get more fame and fortune.
Hey, let's be careful with that
when
now.
I'm getting more fame just thanks to your insulting. Seriously, like, I'm getting a lot of popularity from a lot of people, and you just, how do you want? Seriously, Tams, like, I promise, like, seriously, always insult me. You insult the company, Evolution Pro, and seriously, what is your problem? Hell, I had to call a cease and desist from Trunks, Tag Trunks, to send them a cease and desist letter due to an image you posted part of the company, even I am currently not a part of the company. So, Tams, you have explaining to do, young man. And if you dare mess with me in any way and try to make fun of me again, Fed owners who have Tams show me out here. If he insults me again, I promise you, break his neck.
Dang. Most of that was
anyway,
a bit of static.
Yeah, but anyway.
Dang.
Oh, with this, there's actually one little thing I would like to add. So pretty much I've got that out of the way. So let's go on to something more fun, and that's dream matches. I would say that there is probably like a few dream matches I've wanted to do. Like, over the last year, there have been many dream matches that I've done. Like, I've done ones with Invictus Diddy and D-Pain and that sort of thing. And, well, I'm happy about doing. Just before I actually did a dream match with Noah Jackson. Well, it was a tag team match where I worked with him, but still, like, I almost thought it was going to be a one-on-one match with him, and damn, I would have been really happy one singles match with Noah. Seriously. But, well, to be aside, Noah, I mean, has been great opponents, but there are two I've been wanting over the last year. The first is Brutal Damon or Damon or whatever. Pretty much, I've seen what this guy's done. I've seen his Fed, and well, I gotta admit, Damon is amazing. Like, he's probably one of the best guys the community had. And Damon, I might as well say this to you, but one day, if the time is right, we might be able to compete. Well, I would love it. That's not the main dream match I've been wanting. That's actually Rudy Balor, Rudy Ospreay, whatever you prefer. But Rudy is probably the guy wanting to do a match with. I've seen what this guy's done over the year. And wow, can I just say that he has a lot of potential. I mean, sure, he's done a lot over his career and everything, but after a scandal that happened a few months ago, I believe he's got what it takes to fight back. He's got what it takes to bounce back. And I think that Rudy, he's gonna be a future world champ. He's got well, not future world champ, but I don't know if he's still got a world title, but if not, then he's gonna be a world champion again. But I'm just gonna say this. He's the guy that I've been wanting to do a dream match for a long time. So if any Fed owners were interested in having me compete him in a storyline or something, then, well, go for it. I would love to do it. So, hey, if you're interested, why not?
All right, man. All right, so on to the next question. What type of changes are you willing to make to be able to make Evolution Pro a successful Fed in the future? Like any type of collaborations or methods in mind to get EvoPro out there. Stuff like that.
Well, I've been thinking about this for a while, and, well, as everyone knows, we have been partnering up with a few Feds to see how we could go ahead and work with them to try and boost them up and try and make them better. And, well, it has worked a bit. Like, we've already given House of Hardcore support, 50% ownership of ECW's Rising Talent, but I would say that, well, there's a lot more we can do with partnerships, and we already have a few in mind. First things first, when it comes to federations, I would say we would love to be working with the RWA, like a Fed in the RWA, like ARPW, RCW, like those sort of Feds. I would be happy to be involved with because, well, I believe that Kids does a really good system, and I think that we could be a great help to them. Like, I believe that if he was interested, then sure, I would love to work with him. Then, obviously, we have RPW. Like, everyone knows about, well, not many people know about RPW, but it's a really good Fed. Trunks
Really
owns
is
it, and
tremendous.
I mean, seriously, it's probably one of the hottest Feds to go to lately. And I believe we can work with them and try and improve something. Like, try and add a lot of spice. Hey, maybe even some collab stuff in the future. But another Fed we would be loving to work with is Impact. Like, it's Jace's Fed, and Jace, he's probably another guy I would love to do a dream match in the future. But let's just say that Jace, he runs a damn good Fed. Like, I've only been there a few times. Just looking at it, it's amazing. So, Jace, I would honestly say that, well, you've got what it takes. And I think that if we were to work together, we could maybe get your Fed to a much better, much higher standard. So, yeah, it might be possible that those can happen. At the same time, with the announcement of applications opening, we're also interested in clothing companies working with us. So, major clothing companies like Frost and Trunks and Rosie's Productions and well, even the Black and the Brave, which Gin owns. And I believe that we have a lot of ideas for merchandise. So maybe in the future, those companies can work with us to develop merch lines and to sell them for the consumer. So, yeah, I mean, I see in the next few years that Evolution Pro will be the major of pro wrestling. Like, I don't know what will be left, but I see in the next few years that we will have what it takes to be a major. And, well, who honestly knows? And I believe with the management changes we're making, the changes that we're doing to our product to give it a newer style, a fresh taste, and with the partnerships we're trying to work out, I believe over the next 2 years, we will become a major. So, yeah.
All right, man. Anyways, I understand that you've been down in the small fits for quite some time now, here and there in clean occasionally, and sometimes in TD. About how long ago were you in the indies before you realized, hey, I got what it takes to go up to the big feds?
That's actually a good question. Basically, I would say that I started, like, I won't go through the few details about my career, but I'll go through about the points where I was coming back. So, I was coming back. So, I found out about Casually Critical's WWE 2K game, and I thought, this is interesting. Maybe
Good
this could
times.
convince me to come back. And so, I checked up on details, and I figured out that yeah, maybe I would want to come back. So I looked into ORW as a pretty good starting point in 2017. That was actually in January. That was when the Rumble was happening. And, well, I was planning it, but things fell through and that didn't happen. Then, months later, I decided to go have a look at, what was it? Oh, yeah. Pretty much basically, a Fed owner came to me and talked about this Fed called HCW. And I found out, I thought, yeah, this could be interesting. This would be a great way for me to return. So I came to HCW, I returned, and yeah, I pretty much loved it, I would say. So, yeah, and at the Great American Bash event, which was one of their first events when they came back, I became the HCW NXT champion. I was there, top developmental champion. And pretty much I was happy to be a champion. And that was the first belt I've won. And, well, then, later on, I thought long and hard about, should I really take care into, like, HCW and stuff? So, I thought a lot about what I could go to next, and I thought about some of the big feds, like RCW, UKW, ORW, and that sort of thing. And, well, I just kind of forgot about HCW. Then it leads to now. I've won multiple belts. I've become a pretty famous guy, and yeah, I would definitely say that without HCW telling me about them and that sort of thing, I wouldn't be here today talking to you.
Alright, man. So you came to me one day and asked me if you could be on my podcast. I said, sure, why not? I needed a second guest anyway. The reason you wanted to be on was to clear up Evolution Pro's name, obviously, and to clarify what is next and what not. And to be honest, I see no better way to do it than to let yourself take it from here and explain what's going on with your Fed.
Alright, so I've explained a fair bit earlier that we have been trying our hardest to get to the point we want to get to. We want to be a high quality Fed that gives people something interesting, something fresh, and that sort of thing. But with the issues we had with management and pretty much all sorts of problems we were experiencing, hell, I was playing this out early last year, and we were going to launch in September, but problems arose, so we had to move it to January. Then we had a few problems there, and while we did launch in January, we still had a lot of issues, and now we're at a hiatus until March, and geez, like, No Regrets was our best show, but pretty much, it kind of failed. Like, sure, we got the highest attendance for Evolution Pro with about 10 or 15 members, I believe,
15
thanks
members
to you.
thanks to me, bro, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, we experienced a lot of problems with the show, and the management, they were very disappointing in our case. And yeah, so now I think I've just realized that with all the issues we've had, and with everything getting through, and with, well, pretty much with the original builder, IC and Pagaya, he was using just 3 models all the time. And, well, while his last arena for us wasn't really 3 models, it didn't really went well. So I would honestly say that I want to try and make this good. I want to make this a major. I want this to be a hot fed. I want to do something good. But it's hard, and, well, I think now I might want to give up, but I'm not giving up. I'm trying my hardest. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to see how this goes, and I believe I've got what it takes. Like, I'm persisting. I've got what it takes in my mind, that I know what it takes. Like, I've watched many hours of wrestling, and I've seen what it's like WWE do, like, in real life, and I believe I can apply some of those strategies into the virtual world with Roblox. So I believe that I have what it takes to give you guys a good product, with the new approach to management, with a fresh style and everything. But seriously, I think it's going to be a tough ride, and I
A
believe
rough ride.
it's going to...
Was a pun to my finisher.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
Anyways, on to the last question. I'm astounded I made it this far, and I want to thank you so much again for coming here, man. This is our final question of the night. So, here goes nothing. So, you've been getting into huge amounts of beef, and an extraordinary amount of retaliation has been piled up against you. Like, dude, it's unreal. But do you have anything to say to the people who have offended in a way? Or do you have some sort of apology in a way to clear your name up? The floor is yours, bro.
Well, I honestly want to say right now about two a split apology in a sense. On one end, for some people like Tams and Leia Valkyrie and that sort of thing, you for the people who always like to insult me, always like to make fun of me, and try to act like a total dickhead, I say, why? Why do you want to be a dickhead in this case? Like, why do you wanna? And it's kind of ridiculous. So I shouldn't be apologizing to you. You should be apologizing to me in that case. But for the other half who I generally offended, and I'm kind of not really okay with that, I'm sorry, okay? I'm just, like, not everyone can be as good. Like, not everyone can be a high standard person. We are trying our hardest, and I think now I've learned everything that I've done wrong, and, well, I think I can get better, and yeah, I would definitely say. So yeah. But if there's one little final point I want to make, in Pro Wrestling over the last year, we've been through scandal after scandal after scandal.
After scandal.
But at the same time, we have been proving ourselves in a mainstream light. Like, hell, some of us even got tickets to the Bloxx. We managed to host shows in mainstream places. We've proven ourselves to be big. And now, this is 2018. We're at a high state of the future. We have proven to ourselves that Pro Wrestling is big, it's there, and we're ready for it. For everything that's happening. And sure, it's not going to go well for some people who believe that Pro Wrestling shouldn't be mainstream. Here's the thing. Not all media can be left to the outsiders. Like, take memes, for instance. Like, originally with memes, they were just for outsiders. But now, the mainstream came in and have been using them. And pretty much now it's a mainstream thing. So, take that same approach with Pro Wrestling. Originally, it was just for the outsiders, like me and you and that sort of thing, who like professional wrestling and want to enjoy it in a virtual way. But as the years go past, it's now starting to come across that the mainstream are enjoying our product and want to be a part of it. So, pretty much, we have to unite. Like, no joke. Like, we're not, like, now that we're mainstream, we don't want to deal with scandals. We want to showcase everything we've got. So, let's unite. Let's just unite as a community and just showcase. Like, that's why I'm trying to set up partnerships. That's why I'm trying to make this the best I can, because I believe that we all are a community. And sure, while this community might be dying, we've got what it takes to keep it going. So guys, we're going to unite. We're going to showcase what we've got. And well, let's just make the future the best we can.
Bro, that is deep as all hell. Alright, well, GTW, that's all the time we have left, man. Thank you so much for being on the second episode of Long Island Ice Swift. Take care, man, and spike your hair, bro. Peace.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. Alright, bros, that was the second episode of this podcast. Be sure to drop a like and take that subscribe button in for a rough ride. Comment down below who you want to see interviewed next. Like always, take care, spike your hair, and I will see you all on Sunday. Peace, bros.
Woo, woo, woo! You know it!